What's up? It's Marcus Gilmore, the founder of the Culture Supplier.com, here at the Crown Jewel Podcast. Anytime you get a chance, tune in and listen to the Crown Jewel Podcast because I said so.
It's the Crown Jewel Podcast. It's the Crown Jewel Podcast. If you know, you know.
It's your boy G-mo, the great king of the hustle.
And I'm Nicole and G-mo, a.k.a. Young Oak Cliff.
And this is another edition of Crown Jewels Podcast.
Hey.
So we in here today, we're going to definitely drop a lot of jewels. And, you know what I'm saying? And man, we got a special guest in this building.
Very special.
Man, when you think about...
right behind you, like,
Hey.
when you hear the name, the Culture Supplier,
The culture.
man, 30 for 30.
30 for 30.
Big moves out throughout Dallas, man. I got my guy, none other than Marcus Gilmore in the building.
hey, man, what's going on? I appreciate you guys having me over here, man. This is nice.
Nah, I appreciate
This is
you,
nice.
man. I got a story about this, man. Now, check
happened?
this out. I've been doing Crown Jewels for about a year.
Yeah.
So I started kind of trying to build my little page up maybe about December. So I just started adding random people, like, man, I'm going to just find who in Dallas and just started adding, you know. And so as I'm doing it, I come across this video that was extremely important about setting goals.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, it's really on it. Like, I'm feeling this. Fast forward to a year, and none other than Marcus Gilmore is in the building, you know what I'm saying, expressing that thing about goals. And this was one of my goals that I decided to push. And
To
this
have
was,
me on the show?
that too. I mean,
okay.
not
I was
only
about to say, that's cool.
Crown Jewels was one of my biggest
Oh, yeah,
goals,
Crown
just
Jewels
trying
was-
to focus on it. But
Yeah.
man, I feel like I'm in the presence of a legend.
Oh,
You know
man,
what I'm So man,
That's real.
Kickstarter.
That's wow, that's real.
So yeah, also, you know what I'm saying, I do want to take time and give a special thank you to Wolf Nation for facilitating
the
us.
Wolf.
With an E.
Woo! I think we need something right there. Just
We do need a good
the
drop.
Wolf.
You got us
Drop right
then.
there, man. That'll
So-
be tight, man.
Man, so I want to know all about you, man. We're
Yeah.
going to jump right into an interview, man.
Yeah,
And
awesome. So just to, again, thank you for having me. I am just glad I can be here. I come into town and just try to link up with as many people as possible. And like I told y'all before, shot y'all DM, like I have to be on your schedule. Like it is a must, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
I wanted to make sure I did that. But quick story about me. My journey in media started when I was 10 years old. I used to work at my church in Oak Cliff, Newburgh Baptist Church.
Oak Cliff?
And
Hey.
so at 11 years old, I'm the core boy for our media ministry, and then I moved up to the audio. Then I was a camera operator, and then I was running both services, just doing audio and visual, and this is at 16, 17. And then our church was on television at the time, and also having a lot of shows on radio. So that's a lot of experience, right,
Yeah.
at that time. Fast forward, I went to college. Went to University of North Texas where I graduated,
Hey.
and I worked in television and radio there as well. During that time, I got a chance to intern for a guy named Tom Joyner Jr. Under the Tom Joyner brand here in Dallas. And so after that, I worked there. They hired me. I was their first intern, and then they hired me, and I worked there 3 years doing some amazing stuff. I think that was like the Kickstarter for me, media-wise. And at the same time, I worked for NBC5, being a production, what was I, productions? I don't know the title, but basically I just ran the teleprompter and printed scripts and worked on the content and helping like the anchors come up with content. So those things are just...
Yeah, you paid your dues,
Yeah,
man. You
I
carried
guess so, a little
carried
bit
your
of it, right?
crates or whatever.
You know what I mean? And yeah, carrying my crate so far. And I'm still doing that. So that hasn't changed, but I'm just blessed to be where I am right now, I guess. And not I guess, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We got to stop saying that, like, I guess, or I think, or this mindset, be like, oh, I guess. No.
Just be for sure about it.
For
It's
sure,
okay to
for
be
sure.
confident,
Yeah, you know, it's the confidence thing. I think that's one thing I've learned about myself or have gained this year is confidence.
Yeah.
Being able to just speak up, because sometimes there's been moments where I am just in a place where I feel like I didn't speak up or should have spoke up.
Yeah,
in that
I feel
moment.
that.
It's like confidence,
Yeah.
and this
Are
thing.
you an introvert?
Some people would say I am, and some people would say I'm
What
not.
would you say?
I don't know. It just depends on
You know-
where I'm at.
Okay.
What's the setting?
Well, reason I asked that is because I'm an introvert, and I typically think of things after, like I process things. So I think of things like I should have said after the fact. And
I
I'm
do
like,
that.
dang, why
Yeah.
I didn't say that, or why I didn't think of that then? And
Yeah.
it's just, so that's why I asked that question.
Those things happen. I mean, it's those things happen all the time. And my sister says it's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
She's like, look at it. I guess when you look at it different ways, I guess that's what I
Right.
mean. I said I guess twice.
You'll work on it.
Oh,
So
we good.
maybe, I mean, so National Goal Writing Day is approaching,
Yeah.
so maybe that can be one of the goals.
One of the goals.
And we definitely gotta get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really need you guys to participate this year. National Goal Writing Day came 2016 in the fall. I was with a friend, and we were just talking. I was like, man, I'm just going to create a national holiday. I think that year was a lot of them. There were the National Donut Day or the National Siblings Day or whatever,
yeah.
and people would make this big deal about it. And I'm like, let's write our goals. Let's make sure next year I know we do the vision board parties, and those are awesome, but like
But we don't check in.
we don't check in.
Yeah.
And so I'm developing that check-in
That's why
opportunity.
because I had to do my research. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
No, that's fine.
Again,
That's
introvert.
good. That's a good
So,
thing when you always meet people and they be like, oh, I had to do my research.
Yeah.
Right.
Learn more.
My thing is like, I'm present in the moment, so I don't check social media. I'm not on social media a lot.
Right.
So when I noticed that you had for 2 days, June 27th and December 27th,
Right.
which is coming up.
Right.
I really like that check-in because I'm always like that type of person to reach out to my friends. Hey, we did our vision board party.
Yeah.
But are we checking in on our goals? Are
Right.
we holding ourselves accountable?
Yeah.
How are we keeping ourselves in line with what we're trying to achieve? Are we forgetting? Are we
Yeah.
staying focused?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dope that you came up with 2 days.
Yeah.
To kind of.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was done.
No, go ahead.
I was done.
No, I just wanted to know how was the reception with doing that for the last couple of years? Like, how did you feel about the reception of it?
The first year, I think that, the thing about ideas, they're your babies. So they come out and you are really sensitive about people's approach or response to those things. And I've had to learn how to take that on and not let it be so personal. It's like, they just may not want to do that. They may not want to share their goals publicly. And people have said that to me. It's like, I don't want to share what I'm doing publicly. And I have to combat that, like saying, you never know, whatever you may say, it can be generic as possible, but you may reach someone and they may have that outlet for you.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Or it's just, you may encourage somebody else to take time and do the exact same thing. So National Goal Writing Day, I want to make it more about reflecting on the years past, congratulating yourself, like, I did that. Even if you didn't knock out all 5 or 6 that you had,
Right.
I did that. Like,
That's
pat
dope.
yourself on the back and then reflect and see how you can execute for the next year.
Yeah.
Not so much like, oh, I plan to do this, but not even reflect on the wins we just got and the losses. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so that's what I'm pushing as my objective, and because I've seen it become more clear as time went on.
So yeah, we definitely dropping this on Tuesday. So Merry Christmas to everybody listening.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
You know, and
Merry Christmas.
following that, we definitely going in with these goals. So be looking out. We definitely posting this. We following up. We gonna get this kicked off. This is gonna be a major holiday.
Oh, yeah.
December 27th.
December
Yeah.
27th.
27th.
What's your favorite Christmas movies? Got some? You want to share?
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Pops in my mind when I think, but I don't know if it's a Christmas movie per se.
Yeah.
that's-
I would
It's
say.
during Christmas time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the
makes it a
first thing that
Christmas
popped
movie.
in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm old school, man. So I'm gonna go with A Christmas Story. Like I probably still
Oh,
watch it.
it's a classic.
Yeah, I
every
still
time
watch it
comes
like
on.
I think it come on like 24 hours on Christmas, and I watch it like probably every single day.
Yeah.
What's the name of the man that his brother lost his hearing?
Lost
It was
his
in
hearing.
black and white. It's like a classic.
Oh, I
It's
don't
white
know.
people. It's pastel people. Dang. You know what I'm talking about? Dennis. He lost his hearing when he was a kid. Like him or his brother lost his hearing when he was a kid.
It's a Christmas movie though.
Yeah. It's A Wonderful Life. I think it's the name of
Okay,
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
That used to be one of my
that's
favorites.
throwback, man.
Yeah.
She said black and white.
What about you, man?
Grinch.
Which
Santa.
one, though?
I think it's 2.
It's
No,
one with
it's the
Jim
first one.
Carrey.
Yeah,
That
Jim
one?
Carrey, and
Okay.
then the cartoon Go Hard.
Yeah. The cartoon is classic.
Yeah.
See, fam, I hate that they don't make the old school claymations like they used to. That used to be my Christmas, like the Frosty the Snowman,
Yeah,
the Rudolph
yeah.
the Red.
Bringing those
Frosty
back.
Yeah,
and
the little
Rudolph.
claymation.
Yeah.
Those was it.
Those
right
was
there,
lit.
back. Yeah.
It was another clay. What did you call it? Claymation.
Yeah.
I never heard that
I
term.
didn't
so
either. I was
thank
like,
you.
what is that?
Man, y'all gonna make me feel old.
And you
now.
in media.
Yeah, I'm claymation. Never heard of that one. Yeah, and what else? Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Okay, yeah.
Sinbad. Were in
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Something like-
yeah,
yeah.
that's one of my favorites as well.
It was a kid in that one, right?
Yeah, well, his son.
Trying to think.
But this is they were trying to get some like action figure or something, and
Yeah,
they was
yeah,
like
yeah.
chasing down each other in the street and stuff.
Oh,
So,
yeah, they was fighting over it.
Yeah, they were fighting over it. It's
Oh,
like
that was a
so
good
crazy.
movie. Yeah.
That's a real dad.
On the
Goodness.
topic of Christmas, let me also ask this: like, get both of you guys' opinion.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all feel like that there is no more lit Christmas music? Like it's all stuck in the back in the day with the
I
Temptations.
do think it's
and,
stuck in the back of the day.
Yeah, I think that's
We are in a time where we really are digging in our like 90s and
Yeah.
before bag,
Yeah.
and nothing else is coming out. And I think everything that does come out, we always compare it, and it's not good enough. Like it's not as soulful, it's not as
Yeah.
original. Everybody want to remake or do different things, and it's just not. To me, it just lacks originality. So I know for me personally, I'm listening to the old stuff.
You don't want to Amigo
I
Christmas?
don't want Amigos Christmas.
Gucci man.
Mama. No, I don't.
Man.
What you think?
Yeah, I think it is stuck back there. I mean, except for the remake by Chris Brown, this Christmas.
I didn't hear
Outside of that, like, yeah, it's like all that Let It Snow, that warm
It
music that
Snow.
had
Yeah,
you
not
feeling
gonna get that
good.
anymore.
It's
Let
it's
it
way,
snow.
you know,
Hey.
gotta hit the neck in there, hit the
You need some tea. You know?
put a little neck in it, you know what I'm saying, a little wine. Yeah.
Can we get
People
some
are gonna hear
lip-syncing
this.
music?
People are gonna hear that part and they're gonna be like, "Oh, oh."
No, they're gonna be like, he meant
tried
that from
it.
his soul. You know, they
He
have
said
good
he
faith
did.
in us.
He
you
did
know?
grow up in the church, so he was trying to hit them.
Ooh, it said make a joyful noise.
Trying to hit them
It
runs
didn't say it
real
had to
quick.
sound good.
Yeah, I know I'm one of the people I get in the Christmas spirit at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So,
you
like,
decorate? You
I
got-
decorate. It take
Yeah.
me a while, so I'll be like, I'm not. I ain't
Are
buying
you an
nothing this
outside
year.
decorator or inside decorator?
I'm in the house.
All
yeah,
right, all right.
yeah.
Because them people that you think the people that put their stuff on the outside are a little extra.
Yeah.
But
Like,
depending on how elaborate it is.
That
though.
I
to
live in
me, I love driving through, like looking at their houses that are all decorated up. Yeah.
I drove through an
this.
apartment
I'm such a
complex
kid.
the other day, and the balcony was lit. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
gingerbreads and
I would have
all
been so
kinds of-
happy, like to see that.
That's lit. But
That's
look at this.
nostalgic. So, are you still staying? Are you back in Texas, or are you permanently in New York?
Yeah, I'm permanently in New York
Okay.
right now.
So,
Yeah.
so what's the culture like versus Dallas compared to New York?
It's definitely been something for me to adjust to because one thing I miss, being back home is just the how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
How are you? Hey, how's it going? But in New York, it's you better not speak to me. If you speak to me, you want something, and
Yeah.
so like being back, I have to kind of realize, okay, people are just speaking just to be speaking, and sometimes I'm just like walking or I'm moving at this pace, and then that's part of the culture, but I think there's a difference between your day-to-day 9 to 5,
Right.
the professional part of it. That's really interesting. Like, people are judging you by which stop you get off at, like, which stop I get off at, like, you know where I'm going.
Right.
And automatically judging by just what you have on, and it's this culture, like, you get on the train at 7:30, well, people are already, like, focused in at 7:30,
Yeah.
or they're, like, listening to music. So I'm interacting with people so early in the morning, which I'm not used to. Being in Dallas, I got a 45-minute ride up to Addison, you know, wherever, listening to my favorite morning show or whatever you have it. But
As soon
New
as
York
you
is
wake up,
different.
you people.
hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Well, not even hey, how you doing? Just,
Just looking at them to see.
like, I'm
So,
gonna size you up.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, you good. You ain't crazy. There's some crazy
I'ma speak.
motherfuckers.
You got your coat yet?
yeah.
My what?
You got your big coat
Oh,
yet?
yeah. So I'm prepared for winter number 2. All right. So this is winter number 2 for me. Last year, I had a pea coat that I brought from here.
Oh,
that wasn't nothing. That's
Yeah.
too thin. So I got an overcoat. I got a big bubble with the fur, man. It dropped down. I'm Jeezy, and you know what I mean? Like
Tim boots.
Yeah, on little rap
so
video.
I don't really like the creams that the
Yeah.
regular ones. So I bought it's a different style. I don't even know the name of the style, but they are Tim's.
Yeah.
And I just like those a little bit more. They got different colorways and they're not as high like they like half
Yeah,
caps.
yeah.
So I like that. Yeah. But the food there in New York, oh man.
It's good.
It's like which country you want to go to today?
Oh, wow.
Where you want to go right now?
Right.
Because
That's amazing.
you can have so many different dishes. I think that people just don't realize that, but it's really a melting pot.
Yeah.
And my mom would always say that when I got there, she was like, it's a melting pot. So embrace it,
Be
right?
prepared, yeah.
Embrace it. It doesn't matter what you look like. Embrace,
Yeah.
the culture that's there. So that's been something I've had to learn, definitely.
Okay.
I was going to ask, like, what's your day-to-day schedule, being that you are, business for yourself and you
Yeah.
are in a new state?
Yeah.
Are you still working for another company? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do work for an ad agency out there.
Okay.
And so I've been there a little less than a year. But my day-to-day, wake up, don't hit the snooze button too many times. That needs to be a T-shirt.
Right.
Don't hit the snooze button too many
Let me
times.
put that on my notes.
For real.
For my
That's
t-shirt.
a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm up, out the door, walking to the bus. Then I'm on the bus to the train. And then the train, I can ride it all the way and I just walk. I see a lot of stuff. Like I say, I mean, going from Brooklyn, where I'm at, and then going straight into Manhattan, it's like a switch, in the people. But that's the cool part about it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm embracing that part
You
as
get
well.
a little different world, like every single stop.
Yeah,
It sounds like.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But that's one of the things that I like about Dallas.
Yeah.
Like being from, I guess, a transplant in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that you got your deep Ellums. Then if you want the fast paced life, you got it downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or if you want that slow life, we can go on over to Fort Worth or Grand Prairie where it's a little stretched out. Or I don't know. I feel like that's what I feel like in Dallas. You can go out of town every weekend.
You really can.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I think I like the spread outness though. I like that close confined. That's St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm too big on that, but yeah,
Welcome to Texas.
yeah. Y'all ready for these irks?
I'm ready for this.
Erks, man.
Bro, what's irking you?
Bro, what's irking you?
Man, we got to let the guests go first.
You sure?
Yes, please.
You sure? All right. So, irks. I was trying to find something funny to go.
Irkuses.
Yeah, but these things just get under your skin. So, sitting on the plane. I am a aisle person. Like I like to be on the aisle, right?
Okay.
I rarely sit against the window because I just get to
Everybody wants to sit by the window.
get off me. Yeah, in my space. I can't put my elbows up like I want to, but at least on the aisle, I can put one elbow up. So, flight takes off. We get midair. Pilot comes on and says, it's safe to move around the cabin. The person in front of me leans back. I'm 6 foot. Knees are already, state championship 06, 07, Duncanville High School. But after that, we on a slow decline. Okay? So this person just leans back. And then they lean back and they bounce it back a couple times.
Oh, no.
At least warn me. Like, I think that people should look. I think it should be common courtesy. Be like, hey, I'm about to lean my seat back. Do you mind? Or I'm just letting you know before I press the button.
Right.
Jerk. So that is one of my irks.
Well,
Now I feel that, man. 'Cause,
Like,
and we all tall in here, so
Yeah.
I think we can all
I
relate.
feel that.
golly.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I did something ungodly the last time I flew, man.
Oh, man.
So I was like, man, I think I'm on Southwest. I'm like, I'm in C. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this the late load. I'm in C. I'm like, man.
You gonna skip to B?
So what I ended up doing, as soon as I was about to hit the corner to that terminal, I put this limp on.
Yeah.
I was like, ma'am, I had surgery on this knee. I was like, I'm telling all my secrets real quick.
Man.
But I was like, I had surgery on the knee. I had an injury. I was playing basketball, and she was like, we're gonna go just move you in the front. I was like, yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my God, you trash.
So I went right behind the wheelchair. And it was like,
Oh man, who is this dude? Who mans is this?
you got your hurt.
Golly.
I got my IRKS. So so since you here, you from Texas, and he's a transplant cell, with his ungodliness over here. It pisses me. Well, sorry, it irks me that people that are not from Texas have Texas license plates, but then all the transplants be like, Texas people can't drive. Da 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 da. You don't even know who from Texas though. Everybody got a Texas license plate.
Everybody got one.
It be making me so mad. Like,
Texas people drive slow. We do drive
we
slow.
drive slow.
It's.
But
Go
that's
ahead, sorry.
But that's it. No, you
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I need the backup of because he gonna give me a hard time about it. I ain't seen that many accidents until I moved to
Man.
Texas.
Hey, it's a lot. It's so much highway.
Yeah.
Right. So you're on the highway so much. Like
But still,
You
you,
just
don't
gotta-
know who's really from
You
Texas.
just got to
and
get
who's
in where you
not.
fit in on the highway.
You do.
Just
You better bogart.
yeah.
Y'all make me mad. Y'all irk me.
So speaking of that, I'm actually my IRK got something to do with that as well.
Okay, go
Like
ahead.
so, I had a whole different IRK when I first was coming in. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play this one up. So I was coming from Plano and was coming straight here, and I'm like, all right, this is about 15, 20, maybe 30, you know what I'm saying, minute drive.
Nope.
Yeah, I took
Nope.
Dallas North Tollway, 635.
Was
No.
it traffic?
I was on the highway for an hour. Mind you, it's no way an hour's round trip.
I refuse to pay for the tollway when I know it's gonna be traffic on it. Like,
Man,
it makes no
like-
sense to me.
But where everybody going though?
Where everybody
place.
going? Where you
and
going,
then,
bro?
and then how we sitting still on the highway is just continuous. It's just one of my. I don't get it. Like that's irking me, man.
No, that's real. I think I don't have road rage for real until I get on a tollway where I have to pay extra money to just sit in traffic.
Man,
That irks me too.
I feel you.
That's a valid irk.
It's valid. It's
That's a
valid.
valid irk.
So I mean, we want to jump right into this session too. Like, so title of today's show, The Art of the Hustle. You know what I'm saying? A millennial's drive in this entrepreneurship world. You know, and you're the perfect person to get on here and speak on it a little bit. So I mean, with the Culture Supplier, like,
Yeah.
love it. I love that it's based around positivity. I love that it's more stories about us. I like that it's not limited to gossip, but it stretches out to technology,
Right.
media, all of
Right.
that.
The
Wh-
girlfriends.
Girlfriends and culture.
So what was the initial thoughts or the inception with this idea that made you say, this is it? Or what were you thinking when you was like, you know what, I have to develop this?
Right. So the Culture Supplier came at a time when the media was a lot of things that were out in the media at this time were about our young kings being killed. Right. So that's where the Culture Supplier. I was like, these stories. I know they're not fully what they're being portrayed to be. Like we miss a lot of what this person is in these 13, 12. You know, these age groups. Like they did stuff. They may have been on a soccer team. Whatever it may have been, we are missing that story and it's not being published.
Right.
And so the Culture Supplier came out of that
That's super dope.
in
man.
that moment. And I realized, okay, I know I have to have news. I know I have to have tech, money, and just sports. And then, but I look over at my sister and I'm like, girlfriend's a culture. And then, so having those kind of solid places on the site, like those news sections, that gives me a concrete balance. Like, okay, you're gonna come to me for 5 things: sports, music, tech, girlfriends of culture, and regular news. And so then I just begin to span things out, just part of myself. Like if I go to a site, I want to see what events are happening.
Right,
So
right.
You get the events on there too. But it's been a balancing act, right? Like that takes a lot of time.
Right.
And, you know, managing different writers and contributors from across the world, like people send in content, like that takes a lot. And so, but the Culture Supplier is my baby, theculturesupplier.com. The first site that I created with that was trash. Oh my God. So bad. So bad.
Gross.
But you know, I'm so thankful.
It
what I
looked
look
good
like
the
now.
other
Yeah.
day when
No,
I
it
checked
looks-
it out.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was going to be my question.
Mhm.
So being that you do have a day job, do you work on the Culture Supplier on your own? Do you
Yeah.
have a team?
Yeah.
How do you balance that?
So first, I cut out time in general out of my day. So if that's, work the 8 to 6 at my agency that I'm at, and then whatever 8:30 to 1 or 12:30, I'm working on the Culture Supplier. That's answering emails, checking in, the conference calls, all of those things. I do a lot of coordinating with my sister.
Okay.
Hey, she's not.
Shout out to Sis,
yeah,
too.
She
Yeah.
is. She be in the
You
spot.
sound like a wonderful support
yeah,
system.
real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're 18 months apart, so I guess
Yeah.
you can call those whatever kind of twins. There's some name for them, but
It is.
yeah. So, so I lean on her a lot, and then I started off with about 13 consistent writers, and it goes up and down because people have life, like,
Right.
and I understand that. And the contributors, I'm up to like maybe a little over 30 contributors
That's
that
amazing.
just send in articles throughout the year. And then I meet people and I'm like, you got something to share? Send
Yeah.
it over. Like my dad writes for me.
Okay.
He does inspirational posts. I get him to, because he works at our church and he writes, he does Sunday school lessons. So I'm like, all right, well, write something that you can share with millennials that we understand because
Yeah.
we're not at the level you're at, right?
Right,
So
right.
share something that I can put on my site that it'll give them a story and they'll learn something from it and you can speak the word to them.
Okay.
So the
Which-
Culture Supplier is just
Which tab is he under?
inspiration.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna check
you'll
it
know.
out. Yeah.
You'll know when you see
Okay.
it.
So
my
for
dad.
a young writer that wants to submit to you or participate with the Culture Supplier,
Right.
how would they go about doing so?
Just email me, info@theculturesupplier.com. You can put contributor, whatever you want in the email subject line, and then send it over so we can review it, and we'll let you know if it fits the target. If it fits the target audience or not. And if it doesn't, then I'll say something like, here are different subjects if that lines up in whatever you just sent over.
Okay.
So it's those kind of things. Yeah.
That's-
it's available. Like I'm open.
That's
Yeah.
nice that you send feedback back because some
Yeah.
people don't respond at all, and it's just
No.
like, dang, like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. I
It's
get a
like-
lot of emails, but I'm like trying as much as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got?
I'm loaded. I'm trying to scale back a
No,
little
you
bit.
good. You good.
Let it
I'm
fly.
listening.
So yeah, my next question though, for a young millennial coming up, everybody nowadays has an entrepreneur dream, and what do you like? What are the steps, or what are the I guess what format do you recommend for them to follow? You know, a lot of people
For-
trying to like shortcut to get to
There
their
is no shortcuts.
jewel. That's a jewel.
There is no shortcuts, and I'm just saying that just because like I'll talk to today. I stopped by the Redbird Entrepreneur Center at Redbird Mall, right? So I run into a guy there. He's my frat brother, and I'm talking to him. He just got out of college. He's 22, so I'm like, bro, I'm 28. You're 22. I'm finna just tell you as much as possible, like
Yeah.
to help you kind of like get along. But you're still about to go through the same stuff that I went through, right?
Right.
And then I'll hang out with some guys that are 34, 35, and like I'm realizing like I placed myself at that time, like at 34, 35, and it's like, okay, to get there, I got to go through this kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
There's no easy path. There's no skip. You can't skip over anything.
That's game. That's real game. That's a jewel.
I didn't even know they had an entrepreneurship. Center.
Yeah, they just opened it in November,
Okay.
so
Because
it's
that's
brand new.
okay. They opened at Starbucks too, so
Yeah, the Starbucks.
Shout
was
out
there.
to Redbird.
I didn't get to stop in there, but
it's same old nice little Starbucks
yeah.
in the hood though. So I'm
Hey,
glad
Yeah.
for that.
we
Yeah.
need a cafe
not?
in the hood too.
You
Yeah,
know?
man. I was at Redbird. I was like, man, we got to pour back into there. Like, and they got all the fly kicks. Foot Locker and
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
I think they're gonna do a
nasty.
remodel or something.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Because in New York, I have to go to certain stores. If I go to a Foot Action, it's not the same as a Foot Action
Oh,
here.
is it like
Yeah.
a lot of Tims?
No.
Hey man, the little Tims, man.
But I know we're talking about the Culture Supplier, but my questions are as far as goals day. Like I'm a big goals person, so I'm like obsessed with that. So I wanted to ask you two questions.
Yeah.
What is your goal looking forward what is your like one main goal looking forward to 2019?
Yeah.
But before that, reflecting back, what goal did you reach or goals did you reach in 2018?
Yeah, so to talk about 2018, some of the goals that I had were to find a church in New York. So I did that. I ended up finding a church in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Kind of reminds me of home, a little bit more just up-tempo or whatever. And so I found that church, and I've been going consistently when I'm in town or not traveling, so that's good. My other goal was to grow the Culture Supplier as well. So I did that. Like, people think that leaders are supposed to be out front all the time.
Right.
Sometimes you have to kind of scale back and sit back and learn the nuts and bolts of things. And so moving to New York, I had to do that because I'm in a new fishbowl.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a lot of fish out there right now.
Yeah.
And so it's like learning how to manage that. And when I went with the Culture Supplier, like, I'm not getting approved for media things like I was here and shows and games or events. I'm not getting any of that. So I had to reorganize and, like, how can I do that in an effective way? And that's meeting people. So I was able to cover a few events, do some recaps here in Dallas and in New York. So that was big. Like, continue to build my presence here and make sure it stays here, and then grow in New York and have people follow in both cities. So that was another goal of mine. And another goal was to run a 5K. I did not do that.
So we're gonna add that to the list.
That's gonna move over.
Okay.
And that's gonna jump over. But I did hit the gym a little bit more, playing ball. Like, I like to play basketball, even though I just told that story about my
About your
knees.
bad knees.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna,
but
wasn't
I
gonna say
still
nothing.
play. But after a while, how long we going down? But yeah, like, that's kind of like a therapy to hear that sound of the basketball. Kobe says that, but Kobe's on a whole nother level, and, like, for me, it's just calming to do that.
Yeah. In 2019.
2019 goals is, one, to continue to grow the Culture Supplier and give it I think I'm going to take a leap and just give it a bigger presence. Create a bigger presence and create a bigger moment for myself, and then also do 2 events in New York. So in
Nice.
Dallas, back here in Dallas, I did a lot of events, and so I'm going to make sure that I do at least 2. I did one last year in New York, and I was very excited to partner there and do an event. So
Well, we'll
that's
hold
one
you
of
to
them.
that and be on the lookout.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Definitely send it our
And
way
I-
so we can repost and get it all out there for
Yeah.
you.
And one goal I want to sharpen up on, or one thing I want to sharpen up on as a goal, is just problem solving.
Yeah.
And being a better problem solver and think quicker on my feet, and always find a way to make sure I have a solution for something.
I had, like, thinking on my feet.
Yeah.
I suck at that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you planning? What's your plan to actually achieve that goal? I'm like, I'm baffled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to be in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, the situation is just gonna have to come up, and it's like, I need to make a decision quick. Like,
Yeah.
almost, how cartoons used to. And I have to do something right now, and that decision has to be beneficial financially, whatever it may be, whatever the benefit from it. I have to react and make sure that I take care of those things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So 30 for 30, man. So can you
Yeah.
touch on that a little bit for me?
It's 30-30.
30-30.
Yeah. But the 30-30 media came out because I needed an umbrella for the Culture Supplier and my events, right? So I didn't want them to be spread out. But so that creates the umbrella for the brands. And so that's where I just launched National Goal Writing Day. That's where I do the events out of, as well as the culturesupplier.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. What you got?
I got a lot, man.
Keep on. I'm here. Look, I just told you I don't think on my feet. I'm the type of person.
Tell me about you
So-
guys'
Let me
goals.
think
What
about
are you thinking about? Give me a few.
Man, me personally, right now, Crown Jewels is my baby. So
Yeah. Keep
I've been
pushing,
trying
man.
to keep that going.
Yeah.
I hope to expand it eventually. Like, I
Yeah.
like the media side of things. Like,
Yeah.
I bought a camera and been playing with the camera a little bit more. So I'm just a student. So
Yeah.
listening like now, I'm listening, but I'm soaking it up.
Yeah.
And so I think continue to grow this brand a little bit more.
Yeah.
Get my face out here. I'm a behind the scene person. I'm not really I'm kind of
Same.
private, so
Same.
I said I'm gonna try to break down my privacy barrier a little bit
And
more.
just,
Kind of share myself a little bit more with the world a bit. So hopefully work on that. That's my goal, I think.
Yeah. So for me, for 2018, my main goal was to network more. I think I did a really good job at that.
You did.
I had one goal because you know how sometimes you'll set up all these goals and say I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get skinny, or I'm gonna get buff, and then it's just like second month ends, Valentine's Day, I'm sad, I'm eating ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
But so my main goal this year was to network, and I met a lot of new people and all different faces. I
That's
still
good.
have a long way to go.
That's good.
But this year, 2019, my one goal is to actually start doing things by myself.
What does that mean?
Meaning, so it's like a lot of, like, I'm starting to figure out or unlock the code to go into different events or find different events to actually attend where I can
just
invest
pull it
in
up?
myself. Yeah, like they have a couple of entrepreneurship events coming up, and instead of saying, you know, asking my friends
To go, you just
I'm
do
just
it.
gonna go buy my ticket. If they are there, then hey, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna start finding things to go to just kind of be in a position where I can actually observe what's going on versus being with my friends and just like being in their bubble,
Yeah.
you know, or
That-
being in our bubble.
That is so. One thing about networking events is when you go, and that if you go by yourself, that awkward moment where you're like, all right, how do I jump into this conversation? And,
It's so like,
I try to find like funny moments, or sometimes I'm just like, hey,
yeah.
just really like, that's the confidence thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on?
Yeah, my 1 foot in with that this year was shout out to Betty Brunch. They had their anniversary. Stephanie, Betty godmother.
Yeah.
But
You went to
they
Skyline?
I did, and I went to Townview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she had the anniversary back in January, and I
Yeah.
went to that by myself, and I ended up meeting like a plethora of people. Like it started out as a brunch, and then we had the day party,
Yeah.
and then that night I ended up meeting people, and we ended up hanging out all night.
Yeah.
So it was just like that one time this year, but it's still a staple moment in my mind. Like
Yeah.
I had a really good time, and I went by myself, and it wasn't.
Did you
that
go
bad.
to the disco ball party?
I didn't. I didn't
Oh,
make
yeah, I missed
it.
I
that.
saw the
too.
recap.
Yeah.
We're gonna post a recap on the Culture Supplier.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it was dope. Like
It
her
was
whole
dope.
rollout
Yeah.
was amazing.
So dope.
But yeah. I didn't go. But yeah.
Where'd you go to elementary school?
I went to
I'm not elementary, middle school.
I went to Hosey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So have you found a replacement for Rudy's, man,
Wait, what?
in New York?
Oh, like,
What?
I'm like,
That
they
was a good
replaced
question.
Rudy's. No,
not-
they already moved Hall's chicken. I'm like,
They
I
moved it
can't.
to Duncanville, right? Is that
That's Hall's.
that's-
That's
is it
Hall's number
Henderson's?
2. Oh, that's count. Chicken sub.
that doesn't count? No, Rudy's is still there.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I go to this Chinese spot. It doesn't count as a Rudy's, but I go to this Chinese spot around the corner. Get six piece wings and then fried rice, and that's what I be.
Chinese food places have the
Let me
best
get-
fried chicken.
yeah.
Hey, they do.
They be
It's
They
hidden.
go for
They be
it.
hidden. Get some duck sauce, man. I
Yeah.
be going in.
I be laughing though because here it's like our Hispanics actually own the Chinese food restaurants in Oak Cliff, and I be like,
What?
huh?
How sway?
Yeah. But hey,
Impossible.
it is what it is.
So to get into the media lane, do you think it is a game of just making sure you're exposed enough to enough people?
Yeah, and just knowing the right person.
Yeah.
I think that's the part I'm going through is like, who do I need to know? And then
Yeah.
cultivating real relationships. Not,
Right.
it's not just based on what we can do for each other, but like you're a cool dude or you're a cool chick or lady. That's a better term.
Yeah.
You're supposed to check me and be like, chick.
What?
Then you mean chick?
I knew what
Goddamn
you
it.
meant. I wasn't gonna go hard.
No, you
I
good.
understand. G-mo is teaching me that these young kings need some little bit of guidance. So
Yeah.
I'm a patient person.
All
so
right, be patient. Be patient.
I'll be a little chicklet,
no chick, lady,
young woman. Of,
young woman. But
streets.
damn, I forgot what I was saying. That's the first time we cussed.
No. Oh no, you were saying cultivating genuine, authentic relationships.
I still got lost.
Oh my gosh. You been smoking? No, I'm playing. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. That's normal. That's an everyday thing.
Oh okay. Well,
No, not for you.
no.
Oh, okay. Don't do it.
I'm high on life.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's
Say
good.
no to drugs.
I say no to drugs too.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh my God.
G-mo, jump in.
G-mo, don't save us, G-mo. We finna keep going. Townview. Wait, Townview, Hulsey.
Yes.
I'm just asking.
No.
Because a lot of people that go to Townview, they went to some type academy.
So the
They
funny
went to
thing is,
those kind of schools.
I did get into Longfellow.
Okay.
But my mother did not want me to go.
Feel you.
So I ended up going to Hulsey. And then I actually went to Carter like 4 days my freshman year because she didn't want me to go to Townview. But my aunt stayed. For anybody who's from Dallas, probably know where this is. They went to Townview. It was some projects right down the street called Monahan Court.
Yeah.
And my auntie,
I went to the elementary school across the street.
my auntie stayed in those projects, and she was telling my mom, like she convinced my mom that that's a great school, blah, 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 blah. So literally, she let me apply at the last minute, and I applied so late, I got put on the waiting list.
Oh, okay.
Then they called like the third day of
You
Carter.
got in.
They were like, if you can bring her up here.
That's good.
So it worked out, but yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
She's like, G-mo, save us. No. We're going to keep talking.
Let it
We're gonna
flow.
work through this.
I could go all day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but we on limited time.
No,
You
we
trying
not.
to check me on time?
What's the time now?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't check it.
Yeah, I don't check it either. We just chop it up till we,
Till
it's gone.
Yeah.
So at Christmas dinner, what must be on the table for you guys?
Christmas dinner this year.
Or because some people
know.
have the same stuff they had at Thanksgiving. Like,
This-
we got dressing again.
Yeah, I
right.
hated that. I think I'm gonna do
I
something
think we
different
have
this
that
year.
too.
I low key think I just want Chinese food on Christmas. Like I want to do something totally different.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
That
Just
would be
like-
dope.
Yeah,
Same
sushi
in
rolls,
plate.
all that. Yeah,
For
same.
real.
I got
Hold on,
five
some
more.
orange chicken.
Yeah. Some orange chicken.
Yeah,
Some
dumplings
lo
on it,
mein.
yeah.
Yeah. Some dumplings.
some dumplings. Man,
I
in
don't
New York,
wanna
they
cook.
make these big bowls of ramen. Like, they're
Oh, I love
huge.
ramen.
Just,
Yeah.
Man, it's like when we was kids, we called them ramen noodles.
Yeah.
And then when we grew up, it was like, were we really that poor? We was fancy the whole time.
that's ramen. That's the same stuff they cook. Yeah.
What you got, G? Cause we just over here chopping it up.
Some good tea over here, you
Y'all
know.
killing y'all tea, man.
Man, say my teeth been gone.
You gone?
Yeah, it was good, Dennis. Good
Dennis
looking
hook
out.
up the tea.
Yep.
Yeah,
Burned my tongue, but it was worth it.
you gotta blow it.
So, do you see a future in New York? Do you plan on like relocating or?
I mean, I'm relocated right now.
So permanent move.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna just ride it out.
Yeah.
Until I'm not supposed to anymore.
Yeah.
God says to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I vicariously lived through your page, man. I see you
I
in
appreciate
Cali and everything.
Yeah,
man.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just in Cali. I did a dope project with the agency I'm at. We did 5G Experience Lab. So Verizon's new product is 5G, and it's just a faster service.
Yeah.
And what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I have Verizon. I have a
All
lot
right.
of complaints.
Whoa.
But we can do it offline.
Yeah, let's offline it. And so we built these pop-up shops where people would come in and they experience 5G in different ways, how it would but enhance their entertainment, enhance how they enjoy sports, how they game, and where could it be in your home and how fast it could move all of your devices that you have hooked up to it. So we built that in Sacramento, LA, Houston, and Indy. And we did a week in each place,
Yeah.
and then took it apart. So it was amazing, man.
That sounds dope, man.
During that time, I had to make a lot of problem solving.
Yeah.
So that kick-started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of like kick, like you got to be a better problem solver. 'Cause once this thing goes up, once they move the wall this way or paint it this way, like you made the decision. So
That's dope, man.
you know, like and that's a small thing, but it's just like those kind of moments. Like it takes a certain type of person, and I want to continue to develop to be that person.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
That's real dope, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like the fact that you do have that opportunity to kind of bounce around,
Yeah.
open up those pop-up shops.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
What y'all think about Instagram right now?
I'm wondering if IGTV is gonna like start paying people like YouTube did. If they're gonna
That's
really compete with
interesting.
YouTube because they pull the stories over from the concept of Snapchat. Now Snapchat is just like, what is Snapchat?
I don't even have Snapchat.
Yeah.
I just
on my
save
phone.
it because Apple irks me. Every time I update my phone, I lose all my pictures. And so what I do now, this is my secret, is I take pictures on Snapchat and I just save it. I don't even post it. but that way I know I'm not gonna lose my pictures.
Oh,
So
okay.
I pray that Snapchat never starts charging for storing your pictures, because that's where all my
That's
pictures are.
Yeah, I like Instagram. I mean, I know it's the same company as Facebook. I kind of feel
still
like
like
Instagram
Facebook,
took off a little bit more than Facebook at this point.
Yeah.
Like as far as like social media
You
sites.
think so?
I feel like it has. I feel like that Instagram has grabbed the youth a little bit more than
Yeah.
Facebook
Okay.
has.
Yeah. I get that.
And then as far as business as well, I mean, it's like you don't even have to buy a website anymore.
No, you don't.
With Instagram. So I don't know. I feel like Instagram is kind of a small lead, but it got a little lead on Facebook.
I
a
think
bit.
so too. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Isn't there a bigger audience still on Facebook though? Do you guys
Yeah.
know? I heard that somewhere.
I think it's just the crossover of Instagram and Facebook, and then just it's the grandfather of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
Y'all remember MySpace?
MySpace. So I wasn't a good designer, like, and I'm still
I
not.
had
But
a
my sister used to know how to
MySpace.
code and
Yep.
make the words go back and forth, and your top friends only got 4 or show 1 or whatever, and music playlist, all that kind of
Yeah.
have all the different skins. Man,
Nothing like
MySpace
it.
was dope.
yeah. And
What
the
is his
mess-
name? Tom?
Tom was your first
Your
friend,
first
all right? God damn it.
So what you
Zuckerberg who?
what you think about as far as technology? What you think will be the new wave in 2019?
More self-driving cars. Of course, you're going to see more people using them. Not here in Dallas because it's just not. No, but California definitely you're going to see that. I mean, also more of the AR, like augmented reality kind of
I
stuff.
heard that. Yeah.
And that's kind of like declined in my opinion, but virtual reality is becoming more just a normal thing.
Yeah.
I think it's weird. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah. So everybody
I think it's cool.
listening,
Yeah.
make sure you put your stocks in the right place.
Yeah, man. Which do you guys have stocks or
I
have
do.
you even just
Baby
read
stocks,
Yeah.
I
Oh
actually-
yeah, I got the baby stuff, man. Shout out to Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I'm actually on.
Shout out to Robin Hood, man. Go ahead, Wolf Nation. Call Robin
Invest your
Hood,
coins,
man.
yeah.
I got
That was a plug.
got a few on Robin Hood, and also
Hey man, pull out your Robin Hood app. This segment.
also use Stockpile.
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 Yeah.
How does that work?
I have to add it.
It's pretty much it's pretty much like Robin Hood. I would
Yeah.
think that's a little bit more user friendly if you like just jumping into the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of like punch, click, click. You know, you can kind of see everything there.
Can I get
Where
it on Apple?
you should be able to get Stockpile on there. But like, yeah, I've been messing with stocks for about the last year. They had some pretty nice returns.
That's good, man.
So
That's good.
It's the way.
Generational wealth, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Financial freedom and all of that.
Yeah, man. That's one thing that, trying to clear that overhead, that red that debt, man.
Them student loans,
The
man.
student
Yeah.
loans, man. If I could go back, I would go to do what my sister did, which was go to Mountain View or Cedar Valley or whatever.
Community college.
Community college, knock out those 2 years where I'm taking these random courses and prepared to learn how to study.
Yeah.
Like high school, I did my,
Yeah.
college, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta really read this stuff. And so if I could go back, I would have gotten those engraved.
Because
in
I
me.
heard you said you played around for like 2 years.
Oh yeah. So I'm 6-year guy, man.
I did my research. I
6-year
promise.
coach. I mean that thing, lost.
Yeah.
I think the way for me would be probably gap year. I tried to go right off the bat, and it didn't work. So I had to take some time off. And now that I'm back, like, you have, what do they call it? Tuition reimbursement from the company that you work with, which kind of helps out with that. And I'm just more focused. I'm more driven now. So I would suggest anybody that's like younger, possibly think about taking a gap year, but be realistic with that because
Yeah.
you take a year off and you get lost in that year and put it off some more. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was just speaking with my fiance about this, about the importance of college for our community.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, even if you're not obtaining that degree right away, or you don't know what it is, just the experience, the networking, like it builds character, you know what I mean? And I was just talking to her about, like, I was sitting on 635 for about an hour. So
About an hour.
had to have a conversation about something. So
That's a freestyle, right?
yeah.
Yeah, sitting on 635.
about,
an hour.
about an hour.
Yeah,
hour.
hey, yeah. And I piss. I'm really irked.
Earthed in the mud.
Yeah.
But man, it's been a good show, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
really appreciate you coming out, man. And
Yeah.
I know we talked about a month ago, and we talked about you coming on the show, and I really appreciate you being a man of your word. And
Oh, yeah.
touching back in and definitely coming through and blessing the show.
Yeah, man.
So, man,
It's the last show of the year, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, man.
So we going all the way out with a big one. This
yeah, man, this is
monumental.
dope. I appreciate it. Right
Make
Thanks
there.
for
sure-
coming on.
Yeah, and make sure we follow through with the goals, and
Yes,
we
please.
putting all of that out there. That's December 27th.
December 27th.
Yeah, December 27th, National Goal Writing Day.
Okay, so in a couple
Follow
days
us
here.
on Instagram as well, Goal Writing Day.
Hey,
At Goal Writing Day. I
At
should
Goal
mess that
Writing
up.
Day.
Hold on. Follow us on Instagram at Goal Writing Day.
Yeah, say it with your chest, young man, young king.
so definitely. Anything you want to plug, how to follow you, or
Yeah, follow me Instagram, Twitter, Marcus D. Gilmore. Follow the Culture Supplier at the Culture Supplier, and then at Goal Writing Day.
that's what's up.
love
Definitely follow the Culture Supplier, man. We need this. This big
Yeah.
for the culture. We need everybody on that. You know what I'm saying? So we need to push our own news, our own narrative.
man.
So we definitely need to push that.
And I mean, everybody that the other media outlets, they're putting out good content too. So let's just continue to support our stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure we take control of our narrative as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dropping something?
What I got? I just wanted to send a special shout out to my friends Tekashi 6'5" and Travel Bay for putting up with me on a day-to-day basis and keeping me encouraged to.
I thought she was talking about Tekashi 6
No,
Everything went
okay.
over my head.
So no, I have this friend. Like we were friends in high school, and
Yeah.
we reconnected like about a year or two ago.
Dope.
And like she has really taught me what a friend is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's for real.
I never really had anybody I connected with,
Yeah.
like where I could just tell them everything and not feel like, dang, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
What
You know
about
what I'm
your
saying?
friends?
Hey.
Will they stand their ground?
Uh-huh.
See, I'm gonna sound better at the end. Y'all gonna hear that beginning part. Y'all gonna be like, ooh. And the
Okay.
last part be like, ooh, all right. I see.
But yeah, they so I just call her Tekashi 6. I was like, what's your nickname? Because I give everybody nicknames on my
Everybody
phone. I was like, what's
You got emojis to everybody? Y'all use emojis a
I
lot? or-
do now.
Oh, my
I know.
I'm bad with them, man.
Yeah.
Just on the names though. I don't be texting any emojis. It be making me so mad.
I just got with Snapchat, really, man. Like, and I'm bad with that too. Like, I really got old man syndrome when it comes to
Come on,
social
man.
media, man.
Let's
But-
You got what you got to plug G-mo? Stick of you.
G-mo.
Man, we plugging Crown Juice podcast.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going for big and better things in
Oh, yeah.
2019. We appreciate all the followers, all the listeners, all the critics, everything for supporting us for this first year. It's been beautiful.
Do people have questions on there? Sorry, I didn't mean
They
to-
they may. I see a lot of hand
we
waves
went
over
live.
there.
Thanks for tuning
So
in,
we
guys.
we waving back. We with you. We appreciate you. But definitely, I just want to shout y'all out. Y'all made this all possible. It's important to y'all. You know what I mean? Everybody listening. So I appreciate the love, the criticisms, the ups, the downs, the co-hosts. You know what I mean? Because we came with that in the clutch at the last minute. But yeah, follow us www.crownjuicepodcast.com, and you'll be able to link to us on everything right there. Happy New Year. Y'all this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still away, though.
It's the Crown Jewel Podcast.